Hi, I'm Jenny. I'm a scientist in marine fish farming and my specialty is baby fish, and I work at the University of Tasmania. In school, I was a pretty good student and I did pretty well in all subjects, so maths, science, geology, whatever we were doing at high school. But I had a real passion for the maths and science. But really when I was at school, I was also very interested in fishing. I think the great thing about science after school is that you really get to focus on things that you're very interested in, things that mean something to you. So in terms of aquaculture, learning more about fish was really important to me, and so I've really just loved the career that I've become involved with. Aquaculture is farming anything in the sea. My current job is looking at the quality of marine fish that are produced in hatcheries around the country. I'm just about to jump into a tank that holds the adult male and female striped trumpeter, and we're going to go in there and crowd the fish up into a sort of narrow space so that we can net them out and then check how they're going and see if they're good quality at the moment. I think it gets me back to why my passion for doing this in the first place, which is to really handle the fish and to understand their biology. I grew up as a fisherman and just really loved being in the salt water and around fish, so for me to get my hands wet and into boots and play with the fish is just what I'm in here for. We're just checking these fish to see if they're ready to spawn, so we're going to be collecting some eggs and sperm from them. So now we're just checking for parasites. Sometimes they pick up a few bugs, but these look really good. Green and tag 62. Aquaculture is the newest and fastest growing primary industry worldwide. We've all been growing up in an environment where it's so normal to have farms and things growing in paddocks, but it's not so normal to see an oyster lease or a salmon cage out in the water. And often we use those environments for our recreation as well. But it's really important to consider that it's important to gain food from that resource. Wild fisheries are in decline internationally, and so the demand for seafood is really quite high, and seafood's very good for people's health as well. So we would like to improve the volume of fish and seafood that people can eat. So the idea of aquaculture is to increase the amount of production you can get from the ocean. The benefit of the research that I do is to improve efficiencies in marine fish hatcheries. So to increase survival, to increase growth rates, to improve the quality of fish that are produced, and in that way you can provide more fish. So the red's staining the bones, so you've got all of the spine here and then the tail fin rays, and you can also see the other spines in the centre of the body and the other fins. And then we can have a look at the jaw structure at the front, and this is the eye, is supported by a cartilage. The little bits of blue are stained cartilage, so there's some cartilage that supports the fin and some cartilage around the gills. The experiment that we're running at the moment is looking at different levels of vitamin inclusion in the larval diet, and by doing that we can have a look at the quality of the fish that are produced. So we need to give them the right amount of vitamins so that their bones will develop normally, and we're going to be having a close look at that. Every time I look at them I just think this is just so exciting how they're all put together and how beautiful it all is. One of the other exciting things about this job is that you get to work with some really interesting people. So one of the people we'll be talking to today is a PhD student that I supervise, who's very enthusiastic about working with the larval fish. So I think I was given an ability to do some things and to make a difference, and so I'm really trying to use those skills in an applied way, and I'm really hoping that it makes a difference to the industry. So that was a day in my life as an aquaculture scientist. If you'd want to find out more, click on the Find Out More button and check out the options and training that's available to develop a career in this industry.
There's obviously much more to seafood than I thought. Jenny's job is right at the forefront of developing new scientific methods and then applying the successful science to the business in one of the world's fastest growing and most cutting edge industries, aquaculture. Aquaculture is all about providing high quality, healthy and low environmental impact food to the world, to you and me. And Jenny is using her specific scientific skills to make that a reality. Jenny's speciality is baby fish and involves looking at the quality of the hatchery fish with the aim to improving the efficiency of the hatchery. There is no such thing as a typical day for Jen's job, which is exactly what appeals to her. This is typical of many diverse careers available now in the Australian seafood industry. To discover a bigger selection of jobs within the Australian seafood industry, or to get a start in a very exciting area, click on the Find Out More button. Or if you're looking for a course or pathway into a job just like this one, click on the orange pathway button.